Hello, welcome to round three of GP Zakros. We are 1-1, so we gotta win every match from here on out. We want to chance this tournament, and we are currently facing RickyRister, former Grand Consonance specialist. Now Grand Consonance has rotated. Now seemingly Revolutionary's Monument rotate specialist. I'm gonna roll a two. I'm probably gonna be on the play. Ooh, okay. Agent Deception is good in this matchup. They are nearly all creatures, so Agent is quite good. This hand has no blue mana. Sorry, it has only blue mana. It has no black mana, and it doesn't really like apply any pressure. Which this deck doesn't apply pressure great, but Borrow can do some of that. Hmm. Jetstream Cruiser is a very good card in this matchup. I think I can keep this. I think I can keep this. There are certainly worse sixes out there. Agent Deception is quite good. But yes, so yeah, opponent's on a ramp deck, although it can also just operate as a normal kind of mid-range deck with some very dangerous 6 and 7 drops at the top of the curve. And it is 4 colors. Murky Path? Okay. Well, that's certainly nice. Lets me get this started at least. Uh, yes, Ricky also records videos, so it's just possible you'll be able to see the same match from a different perspective over on Ricky's channel. What I'm hoping for here is just land pass, and then I agent their 3-drop. Primal Fissure looks like it's not going to be land pass. This could be... Sagittor would be annoying. I don't really have a good response if this is Sagittor. It's Escapist. Okay, I can live with Escapist. I just have to hope they don't say they play a 4-drop next turn. They tap out. Okay, third agent. Maybe slightly more agents than I would like. Whew. Interesting. I think I want Borrow. Do I want Overload? I think I do not want Overload. Yeah. I could keep Overload, but I can't kill Escapist this turn, and I wouldn't want to kill it next turn either. I'd rather Borrow. Maybe. Next turn, okay, I could do try to agent this turn, and whether or not, if it doesn't work, crack receive. Next turn, I can have agent plus Overload, or I could have Borrow next turn. It's actually a tough choice. I think I'm going to need the value from Borrow to win this game. And while I would like Overload, I think I would like Borrow first. No, I think I'd like Overload first. Borrow can wait. Okay, land pass. So I'm hoping that they tap out for a creature, which not immensely likely, but it could happen. They have a lot more threes than fours, I think. They also cracked for a black source with Primal Fissure, not a red source, implying to me that yes, Ricky's location, implying to me that they have a black card in hand. Let me just load Ricky's deck here so I can keep tabs on this. It's an Armed Vision. I can't counter that because I can only attack for 1. So I gotta just give that the resolves. Okay. Okay, they grab Forest from that. Yep. Crack receive. Drawing the 2 cards I know about. Untap and draw. Swamp? Sure. Yeah. It's gonna be Swamp. Overload their Visioneer, and I'm already feeling pretty behind here. I really have to hope they, like, tap out for a 5-drop on their following turn. Because I'm not really doing much. I guess I am. I have 7 cards in hand. I got 5 cards in hand. It's now 6. They have mana, I have mana. So it's like, I'm not, like, in trouble now. I just could easily become in trouble if they play some really impactful 4-drop this turn. Although, kind of looking at their deck, they don't actually have that many hugely impactful 4-drops. It really starts at, like, 6. Okay. No double black, notably, so I'm not in danger of Scofa from hand right now. Anomaly. Anomaly resolves. I'm not going to just run a deception to make them tap 1 mana. Well, the good news is I'm going to get Jetstream Cruiser on 5, and they're not great at interacting with that. Like, I don't believe they have any instant speed of interacting with it, so it's safe on 5, and then once I untap with it, I don't think they have any way of messing with it after that. So if they don't play any, like, huge haymakers before then, I could actually be in a decent spot. That's a big if, because they have a lot of big haymakers in their deck. Opponent's sinking. I'm going to pay 2 for an escapist, and I am going to counter this. Yep. Well, you know, I'm glad they had a mono creature in my hand, and I'm glad I got to counter it. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to start with a duress here. They don't have a ton of non-creatures these dresses might be coming out, but seeing their hand is on its own just a really nice thing. Duress. They're thinking about Puzzle Box. If they have one thing Duress can hit in their hand, they might consider discarding it to Puzzle Box with Puzzle Box before I look. In which case, I wouldn't even be that upset about it. Yep, that looks like what's happening here. Discarding a Gone Pickin'. Yep. They draw off Puzzle Box, and then I get to see their hand, and hopefully take something. Nope. Oh god, it's Tooth Ghosts. Well, the good news is they can't. Oh no, wait, no. Skull's Over Hand is not double black. Okay. Well, the good news is they don't have mana for that right now. Because Cityscape is a tap land, they don't have 6 next turn. So this actually puts me in an interesting bind. I could run out Borrow and start getting my engine going. Or I could leave up Agent of Deception so that if they find an untapped land and they get 2 looks at it, draw step plus puzzle box, I can counter it. That's interesting. What does Borrow do for me? Not an incredible amount. I guess it gets me some blockers, but they can make their creatures 2/3s and 3/4s, so Borrow doesn't even block that well. I can't blink it right now. It could draw me cards, but the card I want most is Jetstream Cruisers in my hand. They have a lot of untapped lands given their current mana base. And I don't think Borrow like helps me a ton right now. It'll help me once I have Blink for it, but I don't have Blink for it now. in summary, I think I should just leave up Agent of Deception. I think, like, them getting a Skosa on the battlefield, I have no good way of removing it. That's the kind of way I could lose this game. There's just no reason to allow that to happen. They also can't, I guess, like, next turn they can always flashback Skosa because they can Cityscape for the swamp. If they didn't draw an untap land, they could be an interesting position where do they discard Cityscape to go try to find untapped source? But if they don't find a second black source, they might not be able to flashback Skosa. Anyways, I might take like 5 damage this turn, so that wouldn't be great. But I don't really have a good way around that. They could also discard a Skosa and then flash it back right now, which would be annoying. That's an uncounterable way they could get back like another Alrontan Visionary. So I'm going to need to kill them with this Jetstream Cruiser, like, with a reasonable degree of haste. Which maybe is an argument for Boro, because it increases my clock. But I think being safe from Skosa an additional turn is worth the risk. They did find an untapped land. They are going to cast a Skosa. As the 3 cards in their hand I know about, so this has to be Skosa. Nope, they are not going to cast a Skosa. They're going to attack with Fabricated Anomaly first. They're going to exile 2 cards, become a 3/4. Take my 3. Play Agent. Okay. Well, the good news is because they played a Forest this turn, they still don't have double black for next turn. Murky Path. That's probably going to get discarded to Jetstream Cruiser at some point. Yeah, I guess I could borrow plus leave up Agent of Deception, but I need to get down this Jetstream. I guess the main argument for playing Borrow instead of Agent here is that if they go for Skosa, I'm going to be forced to Agent it, and then I won't be able to Jetstream Cruiser this turn. In which case, I'd rather Borrow, spend the mana this turn. Interesting. Ricky's looking up Jetstream Cruiser. Like, there is additional value to playing Jetstream Cruiser when I have an additional blue left, because then I can have Jetstream Cruiser immediately blink Agent of Deception as, like, using it as a counterspell. In that case, I actually think Borrow is right here. I didn't think about that before, but let's play Borrow. Draw Island Preemption Demon. That's not bad. And I have untapped land for next turn. Do I attack for 2? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not blocking. Okay. Leave a very obvious Agent of Deception, but what can I do? I mean, if they don't... It seems quite likely their best play is going to be Skosa anyways. I can counter unless they pay 3, so if they don't draw an untapped land, I can hit 4 drops and higher with this Agent of Deception. Oh, wait, they forgot the puzzle box. They discard Cityscape. Okay, so they have Skosa plus an unknown in hand, and still a puzzle box available. I guess Yeah, if I Jetstream and then immediately use it to blink Agent, that does mean Jetstream is down. I can't Jetstream again in the same turn to protect it from like a Gone Pickin'. They have 4 Gone Pickins, right? Yeah, 4 Gone Pickins, 2 Fall of Tracks as ways to kill it. Technically, they could target it with an Archon of Condemnation, but I can just blink it on my turn then. I mean, this game's going right about as well as I could hope. They've managed to resolve a Fabricated Anomaly, but other than that, I've been able to keep them off of really impactful threats here. Yeah. Also, this is starting with the turn where I need to be worried about Monument. Once they have 7 mana, and they could have 7 mana this turn, Monument's a thing that I kind of need to leave out counter magic for the rest of the game. Which Jetstream plus Agent is like a solid way of doing that. What are they thinking about? They're going to attack with a Fabricated Anomaly first. They're going to attack with both. They're going to exile a bunch of cards, leaving stuff for Skosa to bring back. I'm just going to take 6. I do have to position myself as the aggro in this matchup. Land from hand, but not Black Source. They still don't have double black for Skosa. They discarded a Black Source with that Cityscape. And they're going to tap out for the Skosa, which I know about, which I will then counter with Agent of Deception. Okay, I don't know the card in their hand. Untap, draw. That's a really good draw. So this turn is Island, leave up Jetstream Preemption. Leave up probably just Jetstream plus Blink something. Jetstream plus Blink Agent Deception, is a great play. Main question, what do I attack with? I think I want to leave back 1 blocker for Fabricated Anomaly, and I think I want it to be an Agent of Deception. Yeah, we're in chump block mode here. 4, hit for 4. Following turn, we have Jetstream. 5. We can probably set up like a 3-turn lethal here. And we just need to keep our opponent from resolving a big threat during that time. Starting to chump block on this turn seems about appropriate. They don't have any burn, but I don't really want to take, what would it be? 3 plus 5, 8? Yeah, it's getting a little uncomfortable. Hit them for 4. Main phase 2. Island, go. If they play a big threat, Jetstream, Blink Agent. If they don't play a big threat, end of turn Jetstream. Jetstream plus Agent Blink counters unless they pay like 5. So it hits basically everything. If they have a Black Source, they can flashback a Skosa. That will be annoying, but within normal parameters. Opponent seems to have a good sense of what I have in my hand. Not that it's like hard to read this deck. It's got a lot of very expensive instants. Opponent has a blue counter on their Fabricated Anomaly. How'd they get one of those? I don't have the ability to put blue counters on my things. Okay, they activate their puzzle box. They discard an Escapist. Okay. Good to know they had a bad card and they discard. Mm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. I guess if they attack with everything, there is theoretical ways I could even have lethal next turn. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. And Jetstream can be 7, so I'd have to not block with Agent to get to 12 exactly, and they need to have no creatures on the board. That seems unlikely. But once I have Jetstream down, I can start leaving. I can like leave up Blink Agent, Blink Borrow, stuff like that. So that will probably keep from dying, possibly even through a monument. Opponent's going to attack first. Yeah, well, if they're leaving back a blocker, which they very well might, then there is no reason for me to not jump here. Wow, and they do exile 4 cards to get up to a 5/6. Yeah, I'll jump. I guess Containment Seraph can try to exile Jetstream Cruiser, but it doesn't work. I can always just blink it in response. Sagittor. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let me think about that Sagittor. So I can run out Jetstream, and then I have counter unless they pay 4, which doesn't do anything. Okay, that does resolve then. They go to end step. Do they have any instance? I think they have no instance. So I'm completely safe to go for this Jetstream Cruiser. And then immediately discard to it. It's always good to bank a counter on your Jetstream Cruiser, just in case you need it. Okay, so they played around Jetstream there, but it meant they didn't get to do much that turn. Oh, and then this moves over here. And then, wait. Okay. 6, 7, 8. I can attack them for 8. I guess my game plan here is pretty simple. I attack you for at least 6, possibly 7. I think 7 is safest. And then I leave up refit, freight, preemption demon. Yep. Oh, that has reach, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to need to demon that at some point. Okay, that doesn't super matter. They still take 6. But that was, of course, very silly of me. I forgot this thing has reach. It is, in fact, a Centaur Archer. Well, as long as I can get rid of it with a preemption demon on my turn, I should be fine to hit them with Jetstream Cruiser anyways. That's just another thing I need to do. I need to keep this in hand, be able to use it. So I have 2 freights and a soul space refit to protect myself. But demon is earmarked for Sagittor, so I can't use that to deal with whatever they cast. Discard forest, draw a card. I think I'm fairly safe here. With 3 layers of protection. Agent, agent, borrow. Opponent's thinking it through, as well they should. So let me just see. Do they have any sources of burst damage that I need to be aware of? No. No, they can never. So they can't do more damage to me than their creatures have face up. Except possibly like one with Archon of Condemnation. They use Puzzle Box. They pitch a Forest. They can Skosa for Containment Seraph, but that's a flying blocker. That would be annoying. That would be annoying. Okay, they attack Fabricated Anomaly. They don't exile anything. I block with an Agent of Deception. It's possible if they like get back Containment Seraph or get a new Containment Seraph that I might need a couple attacks. Wait, let me think about this. Okay. And then I can just do this on their end step now. Okay. GG. Okay. Very good, very good. I need to be assertive and interactive. Robor's Appetite comes in. Exorcist comes in. Duress goes out. Receive goes out. Downlink Overload goes out. All three of those cards are not good here. I think I'll keep one of each. That's exactly how I want to play it out. Have counter magic for their threats. Get a Jetstream Cruiser down. Kill them with it before anything bad happens. Hang's not like the greatest in this matchup. Most of their creatures get value on enter, but like it can get like an Archon of Condemnation out of the way, which would otherwise be a problem for me. So I think I still have to keep it in. Okay, I think I'll be on the draw again. Whew. 2 refits, a hang, and 4 lands. I think I have to mulligan this. Second refit is not very good card. Well, this hand has 0 lands in it, so I have to mull to 5. Okay, this hand has Borrow plus refit, so that's kind of value I can live with. Put back Architect, put back probably Preemption Demon. Not ideal. Okay. Cityscape and draw. Fissure. Would I like to draw more lands? Generally, I would not, no? There's going to be Fissure for Island. Okay, they're going to pitch Ardent Rise to get 2 lands off Cityscape. They're just fixing their mana. Wish I was really more pressuring them, but it does not seem like that's in the cards for today. But this could turn into something. With Borrow finds interactive pieces, refit can keep me in value. Okay. And they get Swamp, and Plains, and Forest, so they got plenty of colors. What are we looking at here? They're only... This has to be Escapist, right? They're thinking about? There's no other... Oh, it could be Sagittor. It is Sagittor. Well, I will have to kill that. It'd be lovely to leave Agent, but I can't let them just repeatedly get Sagittor value, so I just have to hang that. Probably right now, is there anything they can do to protect it? There's nothing they can do to protect it. I can hang it later. If they attack with it, I will have to hang it, unfortunately, which will permit them to resolve a 3-drop. But such is the way of things. If they start getting statutory value, it's going to turn on agent deception anyway. Turn off agent deception anyways. This is Alrontan Visionary. Yeah, I would have loved to agent that, but okay. But that gets Cityscape. Put their graveyard because it matters, and mine. Okay. They're going to have 5 mana next turn. 5 is not actually super scary. Like, 6 is when it really starts being scary. So I just have to borrow here. Yep. Attach that here. Gain 2. Draw 2. Only lands. Okay, well, that's not ideal. What did they sign in for me? Possibly Hungry Blob. It kills Jellyfish pretty well. Maybe Looming Psyhawk for the same reason. Maybe Noxious Conditions for the same reason. The good news is they don't have anything to side in to kill, like, uh, the 5-drop, Jetstream. They can't kill Jetstream Cruiser even after board. That's still my best card in this matchup, after probably Agent of Deception. Escapist, they're ramping, because it's a copied Escapist. Yeah, next turn, things are going to start being bad for me. In terms of they can start dropping Haymakers. Ugh, and with draw of another land, I am not really in a position to stop them. Like, if I got Rabora's Deception there, suddenly I'm like, maybe I can start countering things, but... I could refit right now. The advantage refit right now is I could draw Exorcist of Errors. Because next time they're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana if they want it, but at least 7. Which means they might be able to play around Agent. If I borrow into if I blink borrow and get Exorcist, then I might be able to might be able to deal with that more effectively. If I got Exorcist, would I play it over Agent here? Tough decision. I'd at least consider it, and I'm definitely going to cast it this turn, no matter what. Well, so let's attack first. No, let's do it first. Refit the borrow. They have 2 mana, but once again, they have no instants, so... Okay. First of all, I get a hang under there. Sure. And then I'm unattach and attach. I gain 2. I make 2 jellyfish. And I draw 2 cards. Oy, oy, oy. Then I sacrifice a jellyfish, lose a life, discard this enigmatic fin. Really unideal what's happening to me here. I guess if by some miracle, okay, they're correct. They can have 8 mana next turn, which means they can play Monument through Agent of Deception, which is going to be a real problem for me. But there wasn't really much I could do about that. The fact, I guess pitching Primal Fissure just makes sense, given that the tap land now. But yeah, I can't counter anything with Agent now because they have 8. So could be bad, but I guess it is theoretically possible for Monument to whiff. Yeah, definitely would have played Exorcist if I had the option. Opponents. Yeah. Oh, So this is an anomaly. Okay, that's much less bad than the things that could have happened to me with like 8 mana available. It's gonna make these into some pretty substantial threats, but I think I can still probably race. Discard Urban Jungle, draw a card. They're not going to tap out for a 5-drop here, right? That'd be too nice for me. They're going to exile 4 cards, give their team. Yep. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and do I just run out Agent just to get the blue devotion going? It's maybe worth considering. Have it on the board as potential blink target for future soul space refits, maybe. How do I win this game? I win this game by drawing a Jetstream. If I do that, I want to have an agent on board already. He's going to run it out. I think it's highly unlikely that I counter 2 things with Agent of Deception this game, given how much mana they have and will continue to have. So another land. Yeah, this is going quite poorly. I could hang Anomaly, leave myself completely open. I could cycle Murky Path, try to hit something. The good news is they didn't have like a giant Haymaker last turn. Bad news, I'm probably just dying to these Monodorks. Yeah, Anomaly is the most threatening of them. Okay, I'm going to play as if I'm going to find a Jetstream pretty soon. Okay, I'm going to leave Agent Deception hang Murky Path. If they just go to combat, I will stop on start of combat and kill Anomaly? Possibly. I could also kill Visionary. It also takes 3 damage off their board, because Anomaly is effectively 3 damage right now. It's 2 itself, plus it puts a counter on something. Yeah, just gotta make sure my opponent's afraid. Discard Urban Jungle, draw a card. So how do I win? They have no Haymakers. They got like more Monodorks or whatever. And I'm able to draw into more Soul Space refits, which are good here, and Jetstream Cruiser eventually. And able to just like 1/1 jellyfish and giant birds, able to get the job done. Probably I should have just hung Visionary on my turn, but I think Fear is gonna have to be one of my weapons this game. I would need them to play around things, because if they see that I'm shields down, I'm gonna take too much damage too fast. Notably, like, they have no way of dealing damage to my creatures. All their removal is exile based. So a Jetstream as blocker is completely safe against them. That has to be what they're thinking about here. Of course, if I Jetstream as blocker, it does leave it vulnerable to second main phase Fall of Tracks or Gone Pickin'. But at some point, I think my opponent has to be like, I have to be willing to walk into. If they have everything, I'm going to lose. So I have to be willing to accept them losing to certain things. I have to decide if I'm going to hang before combat or before attacks. I think I am. Yeah. You know what? I can't counter giant things anyway, so there's no point leaving up this Agent of Deception or this Murky Path. Hang Alrontan Visionary, I think. Yeah, this does let them get in 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 puts me down to 8. Maybe I should hang Anomaly there. It's not good for me either way. Is there another Anomaly? Could also be Seraph. Or Alrontan Visionary. They have a few 3-drops. Hungry Blob. Just that? You don't want to kill any free jellyfish? Okay. Lose Boro, jellyfish, land. And a Sagittor. Yeah, I think I'm running out of answers to this. Yeah, I can block 3 things, take 4, and cycle this Murky Path. It's a temple. Okay. I'm gonna scoop it up here. Like, I think even they can just attack me through my stuff. Yeah. Okay. So, what went wrong in this game? They kind of got out of hand. Didn't have an efficient draw. Although being on the play would have been a huge help. I probably would have gotten to use my Agents of Deception. If I was on the play, as I will finally get to be in this game, where I will hopefully not mulligan to 5. I'll also mulligan to 5 that game. That was also not good. Well, game plan doesn't change. Be fast, be smart. Maybe I want Downlink Overload over Duress. They do have 2 toughness creatures I do care about. Yeah, that's correct. Not too many of them, but 2 is fine. It's also another instant. Small upside having instants in my deck for Herbora's Appetite. Okay, once again, tournament life on the line in this game 3. Okay. Declare that I'm on the play. Okay. Demographer, hang. I have a cruiser and an appetite. I just need to find lands, and Demographer can help with that. His refit I could discard if I don't have anything good to blink of it, which I currently don't. Opponent graciously tells me that they're keeping. Okay. Temple of Origins. On blue-black. Play the 1 of Demographer. Exorcist. Discard Soul Space Refit. I have no targets for it right now. And Pledge. It's always Tyrrell, right? It's not Hazak Arsenal. I'm not that aggressive. It's Tyrrell. Exorcist is quite good against them. They are not good at removing it, and they need... Okay, well, I do need to draw a land at some point, but I will Exorcist here. I could also leave up Hang, I guess. Like, all of the things they could play on turn 2 are creatures I can hang. Literally all of them. It's just Escapist and Sagittor are the things they could play on 2. So I could leave up Hang. Although if they don't have a 2-drop in that case, which is entirely possible, then I'll feel like a real goober. I want to hang something a little bigger. And those creatures, I can always hang them on my next turn. Exorcist. I really want to know what's going on. And it gets the clock going. The 2 damage a turn could really matter. Next turn, I hope I draw a land that I am not forced to use Demographer to search for a land. Okay, this is not a bad start, assuming I start hitting my land drops pretty soon. Rewards Appetite count is at 1, although certainly it'll be at 2 by the time I cast it, because of Hang. Opponent is sinking on these piles. Would I take a 2-drop if I got shown it? Probably not, because I have Hang. Yeah. No problem. It's a big decision. Love Exorcist Affairs, but it does take a little bit to resolve when your opponent has 7 cards in hand. Sagittor. And 6 unknowns. I mean, Sagittor doesn't even do that much if I have X's. I can always just block it. Face down easy. Easy. Knowing my opponent's hand is, like, worth an enormous amount. See? Okay, Noxious Conditions doesn't do much, because I don't have the things that die to it. Gone picking. Wow, this whole hand doesn't do much against me. And they only have 2 lands? Oy. What do I do? I guess I see why they did what they did. Gone picking, I think. They're close to casting Hungry Blow, but it literally does nothing. They're very far from casting Archon. They need white source. I guess they can pass backside of Archon, but it's possible with Archon. Like backside of Archon is a thing I could care about. If they gone picking my Exorcist. No, it's gone picking. Yeah. I mean, the good news is their hand is bad. That's what I learned. Okay. I know their full hand. That's the Forest. That's the Sagittor. Ephemeral Mire is enormous here. It's going to hang right now. Absolutely no reason to. I guess theoretically, yeah, their 2 draws could theoretically be like Plains, Gone Pickin', kill Exorcist, get in for 2 of Sagittor. There's just no reason to permit stuff like that to happen to me. Okay. Hand is these 4 cards and 2 unknowns. Are any of those unknowns lands? They are not. Land. Another hang. That's not bad either. How much Ephemeral Mire to activate? It's 4 minus 2. It's 3. I could leave a hang, but that's pointless. I should activate Demographer here. Draw. Another hang. Discard Redundant Jetstream. Yeah, I don't need to do that. That gets me Turbo Bureau. So I also miss a land drop here, and I'm going to bin both of these. These are 4 drops. I don't have 4 mana. Okay, we're both having mana trouble, but my opponent's having more mana trouble. They found a land, and it's Cityscape. This is 4 cards, 1 more non-land, 2 more non-lands. They didn't have a land in hand last turn, so that has to be their top deck. Enigmatic Fen. Play that, leave up Rebor's Appetite, looks like. Rebor's Appetite, which is currently a 2/2. None of this stuff has flash. Yeah. I could attack for 3 of Enigmatic Fan. I could attack for 3 of Ephemeral Mire, but that seems wildly imprudent at this juncture. Well, it's too late now. I guess there's not that much bad that could happen to me. This could be Archon backside, which I would gladly counter Rebor's Appetite. They drew another Cityscape. They are drawing out of it. Rebor's Appetite unknowingly dies to noxious conditions. That's perhaps a reason not to do it. Notably, they got white. They got white, not red, so they couldn't play a Yeah. Do I want to Rebor's Appetite? Letting them noxious conditions? It's possible I don't. If they go for Archon on backside on Exorcist. It's just Blob. I think I just let that resolve. I don't want to give them noxious conditions fodder. It's going to kill my Tyrell Bureau. That's okay. Actually, respond with Demographer. Draw. Primal Fissure. Yeah, I'd like that. Discard Hang. Discard Hang. Whew. Do I keep both of these? I think I keep both of these. No, wait, these died in noxious conditions. Maybe I just don't want them. It's possible I just don't want to play into noxious. Whew. At a certain point, I'm going to have to let noxious conditions happen. So I will keep them, although I don't need to play them immediately. 5 lands is fine. Bureau goes down. Play the Hang. Play the Hang. It's the demon that we knew about. Fissure tapped. Now Rebor's Appetite is a 4/4. So that's much nicer. And I will definitely be leaving it up. Well, this is not exactly how I wanted to win this game, but it seems that I am winning this game nonetheless. And you know what? That's what I care about most. Three mana. Ooh, they drew something. I will counter that. 4/4. Yeah, and that gives me 2-turn clock. Top card of my deck is Architect, which I would like to draw. Yeah, and with Preemption Demon, there's just no way for them to resolve anything that would stop me from killing them. So this will be GG. Yeah. Yeah, no reason not to just get rid of that. Okay, well, a close game 1 followed by some maybe slightly less close games 2 and 3. But we will be moving on to round 4, and if we win that, Top Cut is still in the cards, and so is the tournament. Thank you, and good night.